Hey, this is Awais with OpenTrader, and in this video we're going to discuss a short setup from Friday, December 21st. So before we get into the trade, let's go over our trade plan going into Friday. And that's the other thing to make note of, is that we do use a written trade plan for every trading session. So going into the day, we've already prepared all of our key levels that we're looking to trade, and we have a written plan outlining the type of trades we're going to take heading into the day. So I'm going to go ahead and just read out some of the notes from the trade plan here. So following this liquidation from the recent 4-day balance, our overall bias is bearish. The overall expectation for today is for ES to balance within a range, but with a bearish bias, so we're going to be more active on the short side at resistance. On the upside, we have pre-market resistance at 14.23 quarter to 25 quarter. This area has been tested a few times overnight, so calls for some caution. Above it, we have resistance at 27 quarter to 28 quarter, followed by 31 half to 33 half. In the event of an upside move, I expect 31 half to 33 half to cap the upside, and because of that, it provides the best trade location to enter short. I'm not sure if price will reach initial resistance though, this 31 half to 33 half, so it makes sense to try a short at the earlier zones as well, with that 27 quarter, 28 quarter zone being the one right below it. On the downside, we had support at 1475 to 1675. We have a naked VPOC at 1415.75. This was another zone that had been tested a few times overnight, so that called for some caution as well. Off the open, we'll be watching the overnight VPOC at 1418, and we'll use 1418 combined with the opening range to establish our directional bias right off the open. Alright, so that is the plan heading into the day. Let's jump into the charts. So we can see that ES opened right near that 1418 overnight VPOC, established the opening range, 1417.75 to 1420. We get a rejection of the prices right here at the opening range low and that overnight VPOC. So the 1418 prices are being rejected and prices heading higher. So that shows us that responsive buyers are active right off the open. ES was opening on a pretty large gap down, far below value. So this scenario certainly makes sense. And we can see that we get an opening range breakout right into that 23 quarter to 25 quarter zone. And this is an area where we entered short on first test. And the target on the downside was 1418 and then the support zones below. And on this idea, one thing to note is that we did not want to take a quick scale out on this trade because the potential target is really the support zone down here and the 1418 level. But once price came down to 21 quarter and put in this double bottom on a positive tick divergence, at that point, even though we didn't feel like taking that scale out, we took it anyway because the market was not showing us that this trade was actually going to get to some of those targets, or at least right away. The idea off the zone was that the NYSE tick down here would push to new lows. Once we saw that that wasn't happening and we were actually getting positive tick divergence, that was a good idea to take a scale out over here. If you missed it on first test, then the second test is perfectly okay as well. Over here we get a double top, so it is another shorting opportunity. But again, when it comes back down, we want to see tick pushing new lows. That wasn't happening, so at that point, if your stop is, let's say, around 26 area, that can be certainly tightened up. Preferably, you've already taken some profit on this push down to the midpoint and VWAP area. And again, we're putting in this double bottom. It's not really going any lower. NYSE tick is not pushing any new lows. So the idea was that third time when it pushes up, it's probably going to break above this little high up here and test the next zone. Now, our bias was still short. We're still expecting that move down to 1418 and down to the support zone. So we take another stab on the short side, right? So at this point, we haven't really lost any money technically on this short trade up here, right? You've taken some profit. And on this push up, you short it again, right? And then you watch and see the reaction in the market and see whether what's happening in the market is confirming what you expect the market to do. In this instance, we actually get a very decent tick reading to the upside, followed by a negative tick divergence. So this is actually a very good spot to enter short, mainly because from a trade location perspective, it makes a lot of sense. If you look at the daily chart over here, you can see that this 27 quarter, 28 quarter area is the bottom of the prior 3-day balance. And the idea was that following that mini flash crash in the overnight session Thursday, that sellers were going to be active on any pushes up towards the bottom of this little micro balance area that was established, this 3-day balance, and that we would push down to the overnight VPOC at 1418 and then the support zone below it. So this is another short setup, and this was the one that finally, after taking a stop out on this one on your partial position, preferably a break-even stop or a very small one, this was the one that really worked out. And again, we weren't looking to take, any quick scale outs on this because the target was 10 to 12 points away, right? So this is a good short setup here. We get negative tick divergence that confirms the trade a little bit. We come back up for a retest, and again, we can see that the NYSE tick is now showing us that there's lacking momentum on this retest, right? There's less momentum than on the first push up. That also supports the short side, shows us that there's a shift from the upside momentum that we saw earlier, and now it's moving towards the downside. And just a quick note, if you look at the 5-minute chart, right, you can see that if you haven't done your homework ahead of time and you haven't defined these key levels that you want to trade at, then taking this trade is almost impossible, right? I mean, if you look at these upside green candles heading into the zone, it looks like it's just going to continue higher, right? So if you haven't done your prep work, then there's no way you're really going to nail this trade on the short side, because you're going to look at these big bars up, and more than likely you'll be buying pullbacks instead of shorting. Based on this upside action up here and this breakout above this range, you'll more than likely be looking to buy the pullbacks down to this wide bar kind of over here instead of shorting. So now, because you haven't done the homework and defined these key levels and kind of really understand the context of the market, you're missing out on the short side, but at the same time, you're taking these long opportunities on these pullbacks, which don't really work out, right? Price actually goes down to support and then it rebounds. So those are a couple of things to make note of, and it just shows you the importance of having a solid preparation routine, identifying the key prices where you want to trade, and then limiting your trades to those key prices, right? Trade location in itself is going to provide you a lot of edge. And then if you have additional factors supporting the trade, then all the better, right? For example, over here we have this negative tick divergence supporting the trade, and we have trade location working for us, and this turns out to be a very nice trade down to the 1418 level and then to support. Now on the pullback here, if you want to take some profit here, perhaps not a terrible idea. At that point, you are reducing your risk a little bit, covering some exposure. Now when we come down to the opening range high of 1420, at this point, this entire position can technically be taken off. And the reason I say that is that if you're measuring your reward to risk as the position is moving in your favor, right, it would really depend on how tight you want the stop to be to look for those additional 2 to 3 points. For example, over here you were risking, let's say, maximum of 2 points and looking to get 10. So you had 5 to 1 reward to risk. But when you come down here and you're trading 1420s, now if you're risking 4 points and looking to make 2 or 3 more, the reward to risk at this price doesn't really support the idea of continuing to hold a trade. Now, if you want to continue, if you really have the conviction, of course you can, but perfectly fine to take off the entire position at 1420 and then just look for the next trade, right? And then, we come down to support. We can see that we have a positive divergence at support. And the reason that, these areas can work out as long opportunities is that we're not in a trending environment, right? We are in a balanced environment, the day setting up to be a balanced session. And if you recall, that's the idea that we had going into the day, right? The trade plan mentioned that the overall expectation for the day is for ES to balance within a range, but with a bearish bias, which is why we took a pass on any of these long setups down here, and really the focus was to nail that short trade down to support. And then, once price starts testing support, then you can start considering some of the long setups. The other couple of things to keep in mind if you're trading on the long side at support is that looking at the NYSE tick, you can see that we are getting higher values, pushes into higher values above zero, right? Up here, we're pushing up to about positive 8,900. Over here, we're pushing positive 6,700. But on the downside, we're not really seeing that strong momentum that's really going to push prices much lower, right? We're seeing more momentum on the upside and less momentum on the downside heading into support. So it's a very good idea. If you haven't taken profit on that short over here, then this is the absolute best spot to cover your short and then potentially start looking at some trades on the long side. But if you're bearish and your bias is purely on the downside, then you simply take a pass on these long setups, right, and only focus on shorting at resistance. And you can see that when we get back up here to 23 quarter, 25 quarter zone, again, we're getting pullbacks, we're getting rotation. So, the main takeaway I think from the video is the importance of doing your homework, understanding the market context, having key levels and key prices that you want to trade, because trade location in itself is going to give you an edge, and then limiting your trades to those areas, right? And always keeping reward to risk in mind at every price as it's moving in your favor. So this was the main trade that we targeted on Friday, and worked out very well. Again, over here, I hope the video explained why it didn't work out and why we took these quicker scales and why it made sense to hold this one for a larger profit target. I mean, even this one we really wanted to hold for down to support, but the market just wasn't really supporting it. Over here, the trade location was so good that even though the market wasn't supporting it right away, our conviction in the trade was so high and the trade location and reward to risk was so good that it certainly made sense for us to continue to hold and look for some lower levels. Anyway, hope you guys found this video useful. Wish everyone happy holidays and the best in 2013, and I will catch you in the next video.